Hi everyone, it's Bonnie from Bonnie's Best Creations, and welcome to my home. We're going to do some baking today because it's a beautiful fall, crisp day, and there's something about fall that just inspires me. But I'd like to take you around. I'm doing a little bit of decorating for fall. Uh, it I just love this time of the year where things in the home can be just made a bit warmer and cozier. So here, I'll show you a few things that I've done. So come on with me. It doesn't take much to warm things up. Here I've got a cutting board and some apples in a nice big earth bowl, and some gourds and candles that just make it warm and inviting. And I'm going to take, oh, sorry, there's laundry, always laundry. I've dried some of these Chinese lanterns that you find wild. If you find them, they say you can eat the berry in the middle, but I don't do that. I dry them, and I love the color. I just put that in my crock there with my rolling pins. And a welcome sign just saying welcome home sweet home. I love that pumpkin. I've got my chicken and my candle going. It just says fall to me. Here in my entryway I have some gourds and just decorated a little bit, a pop of orange just to make it look welcoming. Here you have to see this pumpkin. My mom and I were, I don't know where we were, and walking along, and I saw this pumpkin in a gift shop, and my mom said, I said, I love that, Mom. She says, come on, I'm gonna buy it for you. So that little sweet face of that pumpkin reminds me of my mom. Now, something I've just finished, I'm having, as you know, I love crafts as well. And I've done this sign that says give thanks with a pumpkin on top. And I just have a little area here with a little bit of orange and some cute little, I don't know if you can see this little guy, I don't know, that might be too bright, but some gourds that just say fall. So I don't do a lot, but just a little bit to just it makes it cozy for me anyway, and my family. So we're gonna do some baking. As you can see, I'll swing around. I'm going to be in front of my hooser, and you've seen this in other episodes, this cabinet that I use constantly for baking. And so come on, bake with me. We're going to make a spice cake. I think when you bake, baking can be simple. But I think if you're organized and have all your things laid out, then it all seems to come together a little bit easier. So here I'm going to show you my bowls and everything that I have set up with my ingredients. And let's see if we can get this all in focus. Okay, so let's get started. Now already this recipe can be done in a 13 by 9 pan, a bundt tin or muffin tins, and I'm going to do it in a bundt tin, and I've already greased my pan, and so it's all ready to go. In this bowl, and I will put the ingredients below, but I've added my flour, my baking powder, my soda, salt, and now I'm going to add my spices. Spices, because this is a spice cake. So to that bowl of flour, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon, and you know what? You can mix this up of any spices you like. So I put a half a teaspoon of cloves. I've put, this is ginger, and I'm gonna add a teaspoon of ginger. And like I said, no matter what you have, just you can mix it up. For some reason, I love buying whole nutmeg. I don't know why. And I have this zester that you've seen me use before, and I'm just gonna zest. Oops, that's alive. Don't know where that went. Hope it didn't go into the bowl. So anyway, just grate that up. This zester, I use it for everything. Garlic, spices, orange zest. There. Now it calls for cinnamon. I love cinnamon, and that calls for 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. That's what I'm going to do. And, oh, there's my, it popped into my, so I'm going to put that aside. And there I'm just going to stir all those dry ingredients together. Okay. And just leave that aside. Now I have 4 eggs that I'm going to just beat. I even love bringing out my fall bowls. I don't know, silly, isn't it? But you know what? If you find it comfortable and you love it and makes you feel good, why not? So I've just beat this up. Today what I've decided is not to use my KitchenAid. I could, but I'm going to do everything by hand. Okay, so there's that. So I've got in my large bowl here brown sugar, and to that I'm going to add a cup of oil. Now you're saying, ooh, oil. I'm just using a canola oil, and this is what's going to give the moistness to your cake. So 1 cup, and I'm going to stir that in to the brown sugar. And then I'm going to whisk in my eggs. Just stir that till it's smooth. This can be your exercise for the day. Shake your, when I stir, everything shakes. So that's good. That's my exercise, my working out. All right. Now, to that, I'm going to add a cup of unsweetened applesauce. If you've made your own applesauce, use that. And I'm going to add that and stir it up. Just keep stirring and blending, scraping bottom. Now, this is optional, but it calls for some molasses. I love molasses. And if I can get this lid off. The only thing about molasses is it's sticky business. molasses is delicious. It just adds a richness to it. I'm going to use just about a tablespoon or so of that, and I just buy that from the bulk barn. Okay. And I'm adding just a little bit of vanilla. Stir that up. Just gonna put this molasses. Now I'm also adding 1 cup of grated apple. If you wanted, you could add a cup of zucchini or carrots. Any of that would be good. So I'm just going to stir that together. Let's get rid of some of these bubbles. Okay, now that's it. Now I'm going to add my flour mixture. You know what? I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. Just even the batter smells spicy. I don't know. There's something comforting about those warm spices. Just mix that all in. Just scraping. That's got all the spices in that flour. Baking powder, baking soda, salt, and I will, at the bottom, I will list all the ingredients. The apple, the shredded apple, gives a nice moistness to the cake as well. I find that, I don't know, baking is a comfort to me. Yes, I love to eat it, but I think I have more pleasure in just baking it. Now, really stir the bottom, scrape the bottom. Just to make sure all that flour Now, depending on what kind of pan you put it in, makes a difference of how long you bake it. So, I would say a 9 by 13 would make a thinner cake, not as thick, and so that would take about 40 minutes. This large bundt tin may take about close to an hour. But I will keep my eye on it and keep testing it with a toothpick. So I'm going to pour that in there. Have you been apple picking? Not me. I would love to go, but now you even need an appointment to go make a time to be able to go pick apples. So that's kind of crazy. All right. So there's my batter. I'm going to just tap it a little bit, which gets just a little bit. It gets rid of any air bubbles. And I'm going to pop this in the oven, and I'm going to check it in about 40 minutes. and then probably it will take me an hour. So stay tuned and I will be back. I sure wish you could be in my home to smell the smells. It smells wonderful. There's nothing better than the smell of spice cake. And here is my cake. It's hot. I just brought it out of the oven. This bundt tin baked in about 45 minutes, just under an hour. So it's turned out really good. Now, my husband and I are trying to cut down. And so this recipe calls for a cream cheese frosting, which I'm going to eliminate. But you could do that. You could dust it with some icing sugar. You could serve it plain with ice cream. You could serve whipped cream, Cool Whip at the last minute, but we're gonna have it plain, and I just know it's gonna be delicious. So I hope you have a great day and you give this recipe a try. I hope you like visiting my house on a nice fall day and saw some of my little bit of decoration. You know what? You have to enjoy your home. You do what you love and surround yourself with the things that you love, and maybe share it with somebody else. So have a great day and we'll see you again. God bless.